Alright, so let's take a look at this example 2, angle of elevation. I have several examples of angle of elevation. Check them out. And I also have examples of angle of depression. Alright, so I went ahead and drew the picture. I'm not very good at drawing these things, especially when they're, you know, three-dimensional stuff. But anyway, that's the best I can do. Alright, so the pyramid has a square base with sides 700 feet long, and the height of the pyramid is 200 feet. Alright, so here's the pyramid. It's got a square base, okay, and there's the pyramid. And so we know that the height, we'll label that, that's this dotted line here, that's 200 feet. And we know the base is 700 feet, okay. The length of each side of the base is 700 feet long. They want us to find the angle of elevation of one of the edges of the pyramid. Alright, so what we're looking for is when they say, they're not saying the side of the pyramid, they're saying the edge, which would be this part right here. Okay, we want that angle of elevation. And so if you look, you can see this triangle right here. Okay, you see that triangle? Go ahead and highlight that. Okay, and we're looking for this angle of elevation here, this theta. Okay, remember, angle of elevation, if you have a horizontal, the angle of elevation is measured off the horizontal, so this would be your angle of elevation here, theta. Okay, and that's what we're looking for. Well, let's see. For this triangle here, we're looking for this angle of elevation. We don't know the length of this side. We know the height of the triangle, but we don't know the length of this side either. Well, this right here, this diagonal here, if we can find the length of this diagonal, then we know the length of this side of the triangle is half of that. And I know my picture doesn't look like it's exactly halfway in between, but it is. Okay, so let's find the length of this. Okay, all right, so let's just kind of sketch this over here. So I've got something like this. I know this is 700 and this is 700. Okay, so what that tells me is that this is what? It's a 45, 45, 90, right? So I know this is a 90 degree. That's 90 degrees. And I'm looking for this. Well, this is the hypotenuse. I can just use the Pythagorean theorem. So I know x is equal to, or x squared is equal to 700 squared plus 700 squared. So x is the square root of 700 squared plus 700 squared. And so let's see. I'll have to put that in my calculator. So 700 squared plus 700 squared. And let's see if that is a perfect square. And it is not. It's 989.9494937. Okay, so what I'm going to do, since it's 98.9949, I'm sorry, 989.949, I'm going to round this just to make it easier to do. I'm going to go ahead and round this to 990. Okay, all right. Now, when you're calculating this, you might want to use the exact decimals. You know, if you're putting it into a computer, you know, if you're doing online homework like my math lab, web work, something like that, WebAssign, or whatever you're doing, you might want to use all the decimals because that might get kind of funny of how you round it. Okay, so that's this distance here. That's x. Okay, so let me erase this real quick. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this triangle out here, and I'm going to draw it right here. And I know this is 200 feet, and then I know this is half of 990. Okay, because this distance from here to here is 990, so I know from here to here is half of that. So if I take 990, divide that by 2, I get this is 495. And then once again, we said we're looking for the angle of elevation, this theta here. So this is theta, and that's what I'm looking for. Okay, so this is a right angle. So I've got opposite, and I know adjacent. So that's opposite over adjacent we know is tangent. So I know tangent theta is opposite, which is 200, over adjacent, which is 495. And so theta is the inverse tangent of 200 over 495. So theta, and make sure your calculator is in degrees, so that's inverse tan of 200 divided by 495, and that gives me, it's 22.000069835, and so I'm going to just round this to 22 degrees is my angle of elevation. All right, so hopefully this helped. And like I've said in the other videos, the important thing is drawing your picture and labeling it. You've got to do that. If you'll do that, it makes this a lot easier to do. So check out my other videos. Give me a like, share, and subscribe. And thanks for watching.